Welcome back to another fun-filled show. I'm your host, T. S. Blanchard, aka Free Blanche, aka Blanchard Damas, aka Blanchy Kruger. Today's title is Black Misery Month, Part 3, The Fear of Freedom. What Black people are afraid of is not having any excuses. This is the ultimate nail in the coffin in their demise is the excuses. If they don't have the excuses, then they have to rely on what they've built up in their own life, and they just can't do it. They always have the caveat of blaming white people for something. And so, if life gets too hard, if all else fails, I can blame white people. If I don't achieve a certain position or do certain things in life, I can blame white people. There's always an excuse to blame white people. But I'm telling you right now that freedom isn't free because it costs you everything. You know what it costs you? It costs you your character. It costs you your character. So when you're free, your character determines how you live. I have to say it that most Black people don't have any character. They just don't. I grew up around it. I used to be Black. I've seen it my whole life. Most Black people don't have any character. What's up, the Ice Cold Wolf? What's up, Soy Finite? What's up, Donna? What's up, Lynn Bell? What's up, Jakari? What's up, Chuck? I ain't seen Jakari in a minute. I'm coming home this summer though. But that's my cousin, y'all. She's a real estate agent. Jakari Marie in the chat on IG. What's up, Mika? What's up, Tierra? Anyway, so freedom isn't free because it costs you everything. If you want to be free, you have to be willing to defend freedom with your life. Black folks are not there. Black folks not in a position to where they're willing to risk their life for freedom, even though they're already free. In my opinion, Black people's biggest Achilles heel, in my opinion, is just a weak mental fortitude, just weak. And it's just, when you talk to Black people, they're always defeated. They have a defeated attitude. When you speak to them, the summation of the conversation always ends with some foolish, like, man, we got to do what we can do. We got to get it how we live. It's just, we gotta try to make it. I mean, God gonna make a way. Like, the Black mentality is just a defeated mentality. And I refuse to, be a part of it. What's up, Edemon L? What's up, DS Riders Service, AZ? What's up, Quay? Anyway, so that's Black people's biggest problem, in my opinion. It's just a weak mentality, and that weak mentality is taught to the upcoming generation, teach their children, because they always tell them, listen, you can be whatever you want to be, but racism. You can be whatever you want to be, but white supremacy. You can be whatever you want to be, but oppression. You can be whatever you want to be, but white people. It's always a but. And so, dear Black parents out there, do not do that to your children. Do not do your children like that. Do not create this fake boogeyman that doesn't exist. Don't do it. All for a large portion of my life, I was always afraid of the boogeyman. Come out of my closet, coming from under my bed, coming out of the shadows, always afraid of the boogeyman. And then one day, when I was forced to dig deep inside myself, I realized why the boogeyman never came. You know why? Because I am the boogeyman. That's why. And you're the boogeyman. The boogeyman is this in here. It's your own internal fears and doubts. It's everything that you avoid in life. That's the boogeyman. And once you face it, I promise you, you'll realize that you are the boogeyman. So what you were afraid of, come out of those shadows and come from under the bed, come out of that closet, what you were afraid of was yourself. And most Black people are afraid of themselves because they're afraid to be who God made them to be, because they're afraid to have everything rest on their shoulders. They want the cop out. They want the safety net. This is most Black people, about 99%. About 99%. So these past few months, I've been on a self discovery journey, a self improvement journey. And what I'm learning is that most of what we fear in life is false. It's not even real. Uh, most limits we put on ourselves are false. It's just not real. Like we literally can do anything we want to do, put our mind to. When I say do what we want to do, I mean do something that we actually want to do. Don't just make something up. Like what you want to do, you can do it. And I say this, and I'll say it again. Have you ever given 100% to something and it didn't work or you didn't succeed? Think about it. Have you ever given 100% to something and it didn't work or you didn't succeed? Think about it. Think about your life. What have you given 100% to and it didn't work and it didn't work? Nothing. So we know that if we give 100%, it's going to work just based on our own evidence. The reason why we don't give 100% or 110% or 120% really is because we are afraid. We have doubt. We have fears. And so, in my opinion, this is Black people's biggest problem. They have weak mental fortitude. It's weak. They don't have a strong mind. This is why they're so susceptible to propaganda and programming, because their mind is weak. They don't see the world for what it truly is, which is a blank check. They see the world through a bunch of limitations, a bunch of superstitions, a bunch of false religious doctrine. I mean, a bunch of just nonsense. That's how Black folks view the world. And Black Misery Month further reinforces that. It further reinforces that. Is that a real song? I'm your boogeyman. What's up, Nikki? What's up, LeChat? What's up, JV Chanel? But let's jump right into it. Let's just jump right into it. Oh, you know what? Hold on, IG. Hold on one second. Shoot. I knew I was forgetting something. I knew it. I knew it. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm sorry. I knew I was forgetting something. I knew I was forgetting something. Ooh, I knew I was forgetting something. Boy, I got something. I got a treat for y'all. I got a treat for y'all. Okay. 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 Here we go. Got a treat for y'all. Hold up. Okay, let's see if we can. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. My bad, IG.
And when you take the father out of the homes, along with all the other things that we've been through in this culture, there's no order. So it kind of got out of hand because I said I just learned how to love at 65. I think it was 65. But let me just give some statistics.
It was 69, man. It was 69, not 65. You said 69.
For everybody out there that's listening. I used to be a counselor, and I put my concentration on working with young people between 12 and 18. But if you do some research, the majority of kids, Black, white, Latino, Asian, it doesn't matter what gender, between the ages of 12 and 25 that have no fathers in their lives go down the rabbit hole. And what I mean by that, juvenile delinquency, promiscuity, drugs, alcoholism, being in a juvenile penal system. I used to work for a place called The Door. I worked for Covenant House. I worked for summer youth employment programs in New York. And you know anything about New York and Brownsville and the Bronx is rough areas, some of them. And a lot of what I was saying, I think people took out of context, you know, and I didn't get a chance to finish. The young man kept cutting me off. And so having understand that and us understanding that, I think I'm not his exact number, but almost 90 to 97% of households in the African-American community are raised by women. Let me say this so you can do some research. Please do some research. Young men, once they turn 12 or 13, biologically tune out the female voice. There's no father there. There's going to be no order. And so with the inception of, you know, the internet and all the other peer pressures that are out there, you know, that's what we're seeing in the streets right now.
So what do you all hear from him? What do you all hear from him? Now, he got backlash, and he's leaving out the part where the guy asked him, when did you become monogamous? And he said today. So he's been cheating on his wife this whole time. So he's leaving that part out. But what are you all getting from this? What do you think his point is in telling us this story about how he started working with the youth? Tierra said, I hear nothing. Soy Fanai said excuse. Nikki said excuses. So, and again, this is the problem with Black people. This is it right here. This is it. Have y'all ever heard me, since I've been doing this, have y'all ever heard me make an excuse? Ever? Have y'all ever heard me say, if I messed up on something, it was somebody else's fault? Ever? Have I ever passed the buck? Have I ever said they made me do it? Have I ever said I grew up like this? This is why? No. You know why? Because God blessed us with free will. And once you realize that everybody has free will, you look at folks totally different, because you know it's being done because they want to do it. It's being done because they want to do it. People will blame me all the time, saying that what I said or what I did made them do something. I don't respect it. I say a lot of stuff. Why weren't you inspired to go start a company when I said something to you? Why weren't you inspired to go help the needy? Why is it that when I'm talking, they only pick out things that make them want to do something bad? They never pick out the good stuff I say to do good. It's always bad. You know why? It's an excuse. It's an excuse. Don't wish it was easier, become better. Don't wish it was easier, become better. So Clifton Fowl is on here trying to explain why he is the way he is at 69 years old. When in actuality, he is the way he is because he wants to be. He didn't have to cheat on his wife. He didn't have to cheat on his wife. Let's go to the bare minimum. Let's go to the bare minimum. You don't have to go spin the block. You don't have to get pregnant. You don't have to get an abortion. You don't have to sell dope. You don't have to join a sorority or fraternity. Like, you don't have to do these, like, dear Black people, you don't have to do it. I can have all kinds of excuses. I can say my mom was this, my father was this, my family was this, my neighborhood. I can come up with all kinds of excuses, and it don't matter because I wake up every day with free will. So again, people do what they want to do. Listen, this isn't a one-sided equation, people. There's a good thing to do and a bad thing to do. It's just funny to me that all of this trauma people go through never motivates them to do something good. Why is that? Why doesn't the trauma make you want to be a better person? There was a quote somebody said, a villain gets hurt by the world and says, I'm going to hurt the world back. A hero gets hurt by the world and says, I'm going to make sure the world doesn't hurt anybody else. They both had the same thing happen to them, but two different outlooks. I look at my father and my uncle. My father, it was always something with some Peckerwoods, just white people. Peckerwoods did this, Peckerwoods did that. Always racism, even though my father, what he keeps leaving, what he rests his soul, what he kept leaving out was my father had a great job working for the state of California. And he tricked it off. He tricked it off. After tricking it off, after years in the streets, after all of that, my dad went back up there. You know the people remember my dad and hired him on the spot? Do you know after all of those years, those people remembered my father and hired him on the spot again? White folks. Now, one thing my dad could do, I'm not going to take it away from him now. He might have been a degenerate in a lot of areas, but when it was time to work, if he was going, he worked. My dad was very creative. He could draw. He could look at something and build. Like my dad was very skilled in all things, sports, with his hand. I mean, highly, I don't know what you call it, but he could build. He could do everything. My dad could do everything. So my grandfather could do it. They could do everything. Anyway, but Peckerwood this, Peckerwood that, but they hired my dad on the spot again after all those years because they remembered him. You said, Juan said my hat too big. I mean, this is what they got. It's what they got, Juan. It's what they use. I mean, I can make it tighter, but what's up, P. Dot? What's up, beautiful Ghanaian? What's up, Nettie?
But it was a program designed to take black men out of the homes. So now, if you talk about a kid like exception of, the internet and all the other peer pressures that are out there, that's what we're seeing in the streets right now. But it was a program designed to take black men out of the homes.
False. There was no such program designed to take men out of the home. That is a lie. That's a lie. What they're referring to is welfare. That's a lie. What happened with welfare was people, white and black, were finessing the system. The husband was, the man was working and the woman was collecting benefits. That's what happened. That's what really happened. They were finessing the system. Nobody put black men out of the home. If black men can get put out of the home by an outside force, and that means the black man is weak. That means the black man is weak. Hispanics are on welfare. The man's still in the home. White people on welfare. Their men are still in the home. Immigrants on welfare. Their men are still in the home. Every other race managed to have their men in the homes except black men. It's a lie. It's an excuse. It's an excuse. what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is the reason why you all are defeated is because you've defeated yourself in your mind. This has defeated you. This. You go into a job interview thinking these white folks ain't gonna hire me. Guess what? They're not. You fill out an application saying, I won't be able to get into the school. Guess what? You won't. You have a self-defeating attitude. And it starts with Black history because it's false. It ain't true. It ain't real. It's fake. It's propaganda. It's programming. How is it possible for you all to be achieving less with the more history that you know? Since the introduction of Black history, y'all don't get married anymore. Y'all get more abortions. Y'all kill more. Ain't that crazy? Isn't it crazy that since y'all had the introduction of Black history, more homicides, more abortions, more STDs, more children that can't read and write on grade level, more single parent households? How is it possible that when you all know your history, you perform worse? I'll tell you why. Because a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. And all of you Black folks think you're going to cheat God's system. Everybody thinks you're going to cheat God. You're not going to cheat it. The Bible says that God will not be mocked, for that which a man soweth, he shall also reap. Why does it say that? Why does the Bible say God will not be mocked? Because most folks believe they're going to trick God. You're not going to trick God. You think because you read the Bible after you fornicate, it's going to stop. You think because you read the Bible after you fornicate that it ain't a sin no more? Is that what you think? You think because you pray after y'all have sex that it ain't a sin no more? God will not be mocked. You think because you robbed Peter but you paid Paul, everything is good. No, God will not be mocked. And dear Black people, y'all are trying to mock God. Because what you're doing is that you know you didn't put any money in the vending machine, but you want something from the vending machine. You know you didn't put any money in there, but you want something from it. And when they tell you no, you start cheating. You say the machine is racist. The buttons are white supremacists. The part that takes dollar bills, oh, that's systemic oppression. It's crazy. Y'all are trying to mock God. You don't deserve it and you know it. You know you don't deserve it. Let's continue.
So now, if you talk about a kid like me whose mother committed suicide, I came from abject dysfunction. I saw a lot of violence when I was a kid. I saw inappropriate sexual things as a kid. In the neighborhood, somebody doing something, trying to touch you, and you run away, or a kid. All of that stuff. I grew up watching or seeing men beat women. My father, God rest his soul, but when he drank, he beat women, and I had to see that at 5 years old, 6 years old. And so,
man, I remember running through the house as a child, running through the house, me and my mom running from my father when he got drunk. Locking ourselves, calling the police and locking ourselves in the car. My father was abusive. Women beat women and brutalized men. Beat women, but brutalized men. Not that he was, I'm saying if it was somebody wanted to fight him, it was over. He gonna destroy you. So I seen it all too, Clifton Fowl. There's no excuses though. I got vivid memories of all kind of stuff as a child that I saw. I still got a choice. I still got free will. I still got a choice. I still got free will. So what he's doing is what Black people do. They say because my life came with challenges, I'm justified in my sin. That's what they're saying. Adversity is not a free ticket to sin. I don't care how bad your day was. I don't care how bad your life is. I don't care how bad your childhood was. God still expects you not to sin. God's standard for us is still perfection, whether y'all know it or not. There's nowhere in the Bible where God says you can sin, just do this. Nowhere. God expects perfection from us. So what Black folks have done is Black folks have said, we're going to use this racism narrative to circumvent what God's requiring. So since God's requiring us to be this certain way, we're going to navigate around that and talk about racism. And then we're going to say that the white man's making us sin like this. No, sir, and no, ma'am. No, sir, and no, ma'am. Most Black people grow up seeing some kind of trauma because the Black community is dysfunctional. I don't know very many Black folks that grew up without experiencing some type of trauma from the Black community. The Black community is very dysfunctional. So you're going to see something and experience something.
As I got older and I got into my own romantic relationships, I was imbalanced and didn't even know. You know, my tone was off. My movement in terms of being in a relationship and being accountable was all off. And I was trying to say that. And then over the last, I think I started dating maybe in the mid 80s or late 80s. And, you know, my relationships were up and down. And I think part of it is just all the effects of some of the things I saw as a child. And when I met the young lady I'm with now, which I was trying to say, she's very balanced. She's very patient. She's very gentle. She's been very patient with me, and she's held me accountable, and she's taught me to look at my own dysfunction. Someone said, well, why didn't you go to counseling? Like I said to you earlier, Art, I thought I was a cool guy. I didn't think I needed counseling.
Again, she chose wrong. She settled. She chose wrong. His wife chose wrong. This is it. For this man to think that he was a cool guy doing the right thing, cheating on his wife, she chose wrong. She chose wrong. Nikki put up a scripture, no one born of God will continue in sin. Anyone who does not do what is right is not a child of God, but a child of the devil. 1 John 3, 9 through 10. I'll read that again. No one born of God will continue in sin. Anyone who does not do what is right is not a child of God, but a child of the devil. So that means when you are in sin, Satan is your father. It's just plain. I didn't write this. John wrote, I didn't write this. If you are born of God, you will not continue in sin. Now, we all know that there is no such thing as an involuntary sin. That means everybody sins on purpose. As the old folks say, on purpose. There's nobody sinning on accident. All of our sins are calculated and thought out. There's no accidental sins. Nobody's sinning on accident. I might leave this up while he's talking.
So she helped me understand, because she's all love. And I know people are not into astrology. Some people are, but she's a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, all the water signs. And she's very gentle And I'm a little older than her, a lot older, but she's way more mature in a loving relationship than I am. And sometimes you can't elevate. That's like even in anything we do. If we're talking about money and we meet somebody who's a billionaire, they can help us understand how to get to that level. So she helped me by holding me accountable, by being patient with me, by talking to me, by helping me understand my childhood and some of the dysfunction, how to be a better man inside of a balanced romantic relationship.
What's up, Jocelyn? So again, a woman does not need to teach you how to be a man and do what's right. Again, God will not be mocked. That which a man soweth, he shall also reap. And this is what I mean by the Black community. They think they're going to get away with this, and you're not. God sees every. Listen, there are people that committed murders 40 years ago. And then one day, the police knock on their door. Come with us. You wanted for murder. Just go, if you ever had time some days, go on YouTube and look at how many people got away with something, but oh, they came knocking. Again, nobody escapes punishment. If they did, it would deceive people trying to really know God. If people got away with doing wrong, then it would confuse people that believed in God. Like, wait, what's going on? I thought, wait a minute, why am I? No, nobody escapes punishment. My boy says, God loves us too much. God loves us too much to let something worldly prevail. And so Clifton Fowle, his wife teaching him, she didn't teach him nothing. He knows right from wrong. So even as a man, if I don't know how to love, I still know right from wrong. You see how beautiful God set it up? You see how beautiful God set it up? As a man, if I don't know the ins and out of a relationship, I still know right from wrong though. So at bare minimum, I can still be faithful to her. I can still be respectful. I can still honor her. I can still protect. You see what I'm saying? I can still protect her. I can still provide. Like, think about what I can still do. Not on a relationship. I don't know anything about it. I'm green when it comes to relationships. I'm green, but I can still do the right thing. You see, isn't it funny how doing the right thing moves us closer and closer to love? I can still respect her. I can still be faithful. I can still honor her. I can still provide. I can still protect. You see how that sounds a lot like love? You see how that sounds a lot like love? I don't know what love is or how to love, but it seems like when I do what's right, it's kind of looking like love. It looks a lot like love. It ain't rocket science. It ain't rocket science. It ain't rocket science doing what's right. It ain't rocket science loving nobody.
That's what I was trying to say. And I think a lot of people came to the page and took it out of context. And I got upset because the gentleman said to me, well, it seems like you would have learned how to love in a romantic relationship before you got 65. And I said, you can't do that unless you meet someone who's on another level that's able to help you elevate. And how do you elevate? You have to listen. You have to own.
Stop. And this right here is the problem with most men. This right here. This is the problem with most men and most Black men. If you are not on a level that you need to be with a woman, you have to be by yourself. This is the problem. You need to go to God, not go try to find a woman above you and all. No, that's out of order, sir. You go to God and figure out who you are and walk in your purpose, then you'll get the woman. This is out of order. You got to find somebody. Still talking like a child. He's still talking like a child, and he's 69 years old. The Black man suffers from arrested development. He is talking like a child, and he is 69 years old. You don't need to go to a woman to figure out how to love. That's not how that works. You go to God. You spend time with God without the woman. See, the problem is that y'all men haven't been alone enough. You haven't been alone enough. And I can tell when I talk to most men out here, I can tell they ain't spent time alone. I can tell. I can tell they haven't spent time alone with God. I can tell. Because you sound like children. You got to find somebody that's on a higher level to use to. No, sir. The highest level you can reach is a relationship with Jesus. That's your highest level. That's the highest level you can get to. Is a relationship with Christ. That's your highest level. Got these shades on, trying to hide his eyes. No, he's full of BS.
Your mistakes. You have to hold yourself accountable. You have to apologize. Apologizing without correction of behavior are just loose words.
Listen, dear, and I'm going to say this too. A lot of y'all black women, you made the wrong choice when it came to men. You did. However, the man still could have honored you. I'm going to say this again. A lot of you all made the wrong choice in picking these men, but the man could have still honored you. He could have still been Boaz. So just because a woman picked me, don't mean I got to fulfill the fantasy. I can still say no. I can still say no. The onus will always fall on the man. Always. If anything is to improve, if anything is to get better, if anything is to last or survive, it has to be up to the men. Now, if a woman got some sense, then she'll follow that man if she got some sense. But again, no excuses. And that's the problem, is that men have excuses. No excuses. I failed in life a lot. And guess whose fault it was? Mine. I might walk outside and a branch fall on my head. Guess whose fault it was? It's mine. I should have left the house earlier. Take responsibility for everything so you can keep your power. The moment you point the finger and blame somebody, you're powerless. Let's continue. Let's continue. I got a whole folder right here that says the black man is weak. Goodness.
I'm always the prize situation.
Should have been a trigger to you because he's already starting off with, I'm the prize.
I ain't met a woman yet that gonna be like, how? When I got everything above you in totality. There's not one spot you got that I ain't above you on. There's no disrespect, it's just statistically facts.
So instead of comparing himself to other men, he's comparing himself to potential women that he's going to date. Like, at this point, I don't think he even realizes, because a lot of DL men don't, he's making himself competition with women. So doesn't it seem like he has a reluctance towards relationships with women? Doesn't it seem like he's going to always find something wrong with every single woman he gets with? Because he literally thinks all women are beneath him.
You say you don't look at any woman that you visit as a prize?
I haven't met one yet.
I haven't met one yet.
If I'm winning every category and you're picking up, and how I'm not the one.
He said he's winning in every category because he's going to talk about these categories at the end of the video, and then I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on it.
I'm the one that's gonna make 100 million. I'm the one that's gonna mastermind this situation. I don't want to tell you to wake up 5 in the morning. Let's go cold plunge. Let's work out. What you eating? Let's get these greens. What are you giving me? Oh, just give me peace. I'm a Buddhist. I've been at peace my whole life. You got to bring me more because I'm giving you everything.
So how does a woman add to you? Like, how do you feel?
She got to figure it out.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even that, I'm doing too much work. I got to tell you how to make me better.
But if you feel like you have it all, it's just like,
Come show me. Blow my mind. Blow my mind. I want my mind.
you sound like a hard man to be with.
I am.
Yeah.
So they're being nice. What it sounds like is that he doesn't want a woman at all. It sounds like he's going to end up with a man.
Just carry myself in a higher court because I put in so much work. Nothing was given to me. You know what I'm saying? Besides the two things I prayed for, like the finances, the body. I was a regular skinny little dude. I had to work out and eat right. I had to figure that out. You see what I'm saying? I had to figure out how to get money. I was in the basement 8 years ago, broke. I had to figure out how to get out of that and get up to the top.
Congratulations.
Remember those categories? What did he just say? Finances, and he talked about putting on muscles. That's what he equated to being at the top. And he's so narcissistic that he doesn't even see or hear what he's saying. Because, yeah, you might see him and you might find him attractive, but if you're a woman and you started hearing him talk, you're not going to want to be with him, I would hope. Because clearly he's going to think that you're beneath him. You're not going to ever be on his level. You can't make $100 million. You can't tell him how to go to the gym. All of the stuff that he was describing, he needs a man. That's why it wouldn't work. He doesn't see that. But I love these type of videos because you get to see more into how DL men think. Even if he's not DL, this is exactly how they think. Like, he just went through damn near like most of my PowerPoint in this 1 minute video. So imagine how he really is in real life. That's how you need to view. Admit one yet.
If I'm with
So I don't know this guy's name. I forgot it. Mr. Organic, I think Mr. Organic or something. But again, this is another weak black man. This is all bravado. This is all bravado. So basically, what he's really saying is that I'm not going to let a woman hurt me. This is what he's really saying. Because what he's saying, I'm not going to allow myself to open up to love a woman. I'll tell any man, you're going to love the woman, but you have to love sensibly as a man. Meaning you have to love with principle. You can't love a woman like fantasy love because she going to string you up. You have to love a woman with principle. You do. You got to love her like you got to combine a father's love, a teacher's love, a husband's love. You got to combine a whole bunch of loves to you, but it has to be a responsible and principled way to love a woman, not just love her because you got butterflies in the sky. You can go twice as high. But Mr. Organic, I can tell you right now that he has been hurt. I can tell you that he's been hurt by a woman or maybe a few. And so his approach now is, well, you don't measure up. Now, I'm never going to say that women and men are equal. We are all equal in value, meaning that a woman's value is the same as a man's value to God. But the roles are different. So I will never say that the woman is going to come into a relationship and be on the same level as me or any man. But however, as a man, it's your job to find that woman that can elevate your life. You see, most of the elevation that men get from a woman is the motivation that she gives him. Because she can, and again, it's all about what you want. It's all about what you want. If you respect the woman, you're going to respect what she says. So I just want to encourage you all to read Proverbs 31 to see that type of woman. But also read the chapter from the beginning to see what type of man that gets a Proverbs 31 woman. Lemuel's mother is telling him about a Proverbs 31 woman, but that woman is for the Proverbs 31 man, which is what Mr. Organic is not. And so what he's asking to get in a woman, he isn't in a man. Everything he's saying is all exterior, but he's talking about what's in here. What type of man's on the inside? This is what black men do. They put on a great front. That's why you don't see black men competing in a whole bunch of challenges like Ironmans and Navy SEALs and anything that's a hard challenge in life to do. Black men don't do it. You know why? Because black men never go in here to get tested, ever. It's all a facade. It's all bravado. It's all fake. Black men never go inside to get tested, ever. They may be successful in business or whatever, or sports, or whatever they do, put on jewelry and they look the part, but not in here though. Not in here. Because when you got to go in here, you got to face yourself. You got to face yourself. And most black men haven't done it. I can talk to them and tell. Because when you face yourself, you don't care about what somebody else is going to say. You don't care. You don't care about what they're talking about. You're going to be unapologetic to yourself. Now, this is what I believe, is what I'm standing on. You're not going to change. You're not going to try to act like nobody else, look like nobody else. You're going to be your own man. Chuck Pulley said a black man's test is jail. Right. Jail is not a test. Prison isn't a test. It's a controlled environment. See, a true test for a man, listen up, black men. A true test for a man is a test that you don't know the outcome. That's a test. A true test for a man is the test where he doesn't know the outcome. That's a test. That's a test. What y'all go through is poor decisions, poor decision making. That's you all's problem. You all make poor decisions. That's your problem. You ain't even got to the, see, most of y'all ain't got to the test yet. Somebody put a scripture up here earlier. Flaxseed said, Hebrews 12:6, God disciplines those he loves, treating them as his children to guide them towards righteousness and holiness. So again, God can't even test most black men because they done put up so many barriers and roadblocks with bad decisions, bad behavior, and a poor outlook. God can't even get to the testing phase of black men. You can't even be tested yet. Because most black men, they don't even push themselves to that point to be tested by God. I got on my knees and said, Lord, I want to be the man that you want me to be. Be careful what you ask for, especially when you're sincere. Be careful when you're talking to God, especially when you are sincere. But most black men can't even get to the pruning process, to be in the molding process, in the forging process by God, because they put up so much foolishness in their lives. Children, vices, it's just God can't even get to them. Or should I say, they won't allow God to get to them. You know, many are called, but few are chosen. They won't pick the phone up. The phone is always ringing. God is always calling. You hear that phone and you don't pick that phone up though. So Mr. Organic, he done put the money up, the jewelry, the facade, the muscles, the women. He done put it all up, the ego. How's God gonna talk to him? When does he have time to listen to God? He don't. This is what folks do. You see, what people do is they put up a whole bunch of distractions, a lot of noise and chaos, so they ain't got to hear God. But guess what? You can still hear God. You can't never not hear God, ever. You hear that phone ringing, you don't want to pick it up. Now, you may zone out with some drugs every now and then, but when you wake back up, God's sitting right there. I'm still here. I'm still here. Black men need prayer. When I say black men need prayer, black men don't need prayer to be safe in these streets from the police or folks from another hood. Black folks need prayer on being men. Black men need to be prayed for to have courage and to have faith. So if y'all want to pray for black men, pray that black men get some courage and get some faith, get some gumption, get some character. Pray they allow God to use them. That's what black men need. Talking about he a Buddhist. How you following Buddha fat? You in shape. How you following a fat God? Told you black folks is backwards in thinking, double-minded man. You Your God is fat, but you in shape. Foolishness. Foolishness. Let's continue. I think his name is Mr. Organic. His name is Mr. Organic.
Where a black person takes.
Already. Let me go back to my other videos. I just saw that folder. Let me go back to my Hell Week folder. Let me see. What is this? Did I play this one?
Surrounded on all sides.
Okay.
Believe that Christianity is the white man's religion?
Well, who taught it to us?
What?
That's a religion that was given to us. That is a white man's religion that he said, this is our white God, and this is what you believe. So no, Jesse, I am not Christian, and I would, for my beautiful people, it's like y'all find it for yourself. And if finding it for yourself means, you know what, I got a husband, and my husband got 3 wives, and all of us are good with that, then everybody good. See, I've been able to travel the world, and I've seen where that Jesus is black, baby. But because we've been taught it's not about the color, don't get caught up in that. Well,
so if Jesus is black, then why ain't you following? She just said the white man taught us Christianity. But if Jesus is black, then why won't you follow? If you know his true color, you should be able to follow now. Now, you know, Monique is a part of I think it's polygamy or polygyny. She's doing one of them things. It's something she's doing. Polygamy or polygyny. But you telling me that Christ is black, so you should be able to follow now. So give your life to Christ then. If he's black, you should be good.
when did they start teaching us Christianity? Take me back to where we come from and tell me about Christianity.
Well, Christianity is a result of Judaism. Once you return to the Father, you see that it never had anything to do about color. It's of the Spirit. And in the Spirit, there is no color.
That's why I believe in love.
It's all love.
That's why I believe in love. Yeah, ain't responsibility in love. There's no responsibility. Believing in love doesn't require responsibility. That you believe in love, so what? So what? Believing in love doesn't require you to do anything. You just believe in love. What does that even mean? Just make stuff up. People love making stuff up. Black folks love making stuff up. You know what I find interesting? You know what I find interesting? Is that when people come to God, when they come to Jesus, it's always something spiritual. It's always, they got a story to tell you. They say, spoke to me in my spirit. I saw this. I had a dream. Lady came and touched me. Just, it's always something beautiful and spiritual when they come to Jesus. But when they leave, you notice it's never spiritual. When they leave the faith, they never leave the faith. Like they never say, I got divine revelation. That's why I left. They never say my spirit said this is wrong. That's why I left. It's always what somebody else told them to make them leave. Isn't that funny? How they come to the faith spiritually, but they leave through the flesh. That might be a sermon for somebody. That might be a sermon for somebody. They come to the faith through spirit, but they leave the faith through flesh. You know why? because you can only depart from God through the flesh. You can only depart through flesh because your spirit ain't going to allow you to leave. So you can only leave through the flesh. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. So when someone tells me that they're weak, I know they in their flesh. They're talking to Satan. Ain't no way in the world you can go to God and say, I'm weak. And God gonna say, yeah, you are weak. No. Satan will say, you are weak, yeah. Now come sin. Now come sin.
This is a very non-functional approach in a society that's based entirely on organized force and violence. A country that was created in violence, land was taken in violence, society that's perpetuating itself through violence in the ghettos, in Vietnam, in Africa, wherever you look. There's organized force and violence at work to maintain the society. There's a war.
Now this the same chick right here that was getting her brains beat out in the Black Panther Party. They used to beat the brakes off of her. I think she might even been dating Eldridge Cleaver. I think she might even been dating him. But yeah, domestic violence. She used to get the brakes beat off of her by the Black Panthers, but then get in front of the camera and say the white man is violent. Black people lie. Black people lie. She used to get the brakes beat off of her by the Black Panthers, but then come out to the camera and say the white man is violent. Black people lie. And God will not be mocked. You think, hold up. See, y'all think people are doing all this. See, listen, y'all. Y'all think these people are in front of these cameras, getting this notoriety, getting this money, having this fame, getting all of this stuff, and y'all think they enjoying it. They're not enjoying it. I'm telling you, it's torture. The devil will always give you what you want, but he ain't gonna let you enjoy it. The devil will always give you what you want, but he will never let you enjoy it. So guess what? I already know I can look at somebody and see what they're doing and know, oh, you ain't got no peace. You're not happy. Ain't no way. Because God won't be mocked.
World of difference between 20 million unarmed people and 20 million people organized and armed to the gills. That's power.
If y'all listen, if you just sit back and just listen to what these black folks are saying, I promise you, but they sound stupid. They just sound stupid. They say a bunch of nothing, just a bunch of nonsense. What's up, Leatherface? Yeah, she's black. You know how it is. When they listen, when they light skin, they gotta prove they black. And what better way to prove you black than to be foolish, be ignorant, be militant. Thank you, Anthony Lebrakiak, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, that boy EJ. Thank you so much. Appreciate your content. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Jesus loves you. BVC stands for book, chapter, verse. April and Jason, among others, stole Seku's idea and started making BCVC shirts to mock him. They are liars and thieves. Well, my question is, why didn't Sekou make his own shirts? Why didn't he trademark it? Why did he could have got paid? This is what I mean, people. This is what I mean. If you create something, then trademark it, copyright it, put your stamp on it. So that way, when folks want to make a mockery of you, they got to pay. When folks want to make a mockery of you, they got to pay. See, now you could sue. See, if he had a trademarked all this stuff, then he could have sued them. Then he could have got some publicity because he was suing Jason Whitlock. for stealing his trademark. So again, we got to stop looking at things from a victim's perspective. We have to. That whole mindset has to be changed. If somebody's coming against me, that means they're my enemy. I got to have a strategy. I got to go to God. God, how should I deal with this? Let me pray. Let me fast. How should I deal with these people doing this to me? But if God inspired you to do book, chapter, verse, you should have been trademarked that. You should have been that should have been copywritten. Matter of fact, if God gives you something, you can go to God and say, listen, God, you gave me this. Now give me the means to make this thing happen. Thank you, Janine TV, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. I like that. Rechurch TV. There's a profit in all toil. I like that. There is profit in all toil. So again, I mean, BCV, I get what you were saying. But again, though, we're not victims here. Life is going to come with challenges. Life is going to have adversities. We don't get to pick how those challenges and adversities come to us. We don't get to pick it. We are going to face many mountains and many obstacles. This is what life is. So you're going to have people that hate you, people that want to sabotage you, people that want to misuse you, people that want to use you, people that want to mistreat you. Like, we're going to have this is life. But the question is, how are we going to respond to it? The Bible says, pray for your enemies. So if somebody's your enemy, you got to pray for them. If somebody, you got to pray for them, because clearly they're being used by Satan. Clearly, they're going to need your prayers in the end. They're going to need you. So the Bible said we got to pray for those that despitefully use us. Got to pray for them. I know people right now done told so many lies on me. They done went back and told. I know it. I got to pray for them though. Because I know once they tell that lie, their father is Satan. I got to pray for them. Because they got misery coming. They got misery coming. But listen, y'all. I love y'all. And American Man said, pray they end up on the wrong end of a 38. Well, listen, that might be their punishment. My father told me one time, he said he was at work. This is years later when he had changed his life. He was at work and there was a guy at his job. There was a supervisor and he was just basically picking at him, trying to get him fired. So he was intentionally picking at him. And my dad was trying to be cool. Listen, my dad was a savage. So my dad was trying to be cool at work, you know. But he was trying to be cool. And my dad went to God. Normally, he would have just knocked him out, but my dad actually went to God. And my dad said the next day, that supervisor came to him and was crying. He said, please, I don't want to die. Please, I'm sorry, please. I won't bother you anymore, I promise, please. I don't want to die. My dad told me. So again, I'm going to give y'all some advice. What God got for them is way better than what you got for them anyway. So the reason why the Lord said vengeance is mine, one reason is that we as people we can't exact righteous vengeance. We can't. We're going to make it personal. And the second reason is that what God got for them is way better than what we're going to do. Trust me, it's way better. It's way better. So my point is that if these people are doing us wrong, stealing our hard work from us, stealing our witty inventions, stealing our sayings, our slogans, if they're doing this to us, God is going to handle it. God is going to handle it. I'm just saying, pray for them so that God will handle it. That's what I'm saying. Neek said, my old manager I had that harassed me when I first got here to Texas died of a heart attack. Listen, listen, y'all. I don't wish death on nobody. I don't wish pain or agony. I'm just saying people get warnings and they know right from wrong. So people get told, the spirit talk to them too. It tells them, don't mess with that one. Don't do this. Leave them alone. You're going too far. They get all them same warnings. Guess what? They keep on doing it. Okay, heart attack. Good night. Good night. Good night. The same way your spirit talk to you, talk to them the same way. Don't do this. Leave them alone. Stop bothering them. You know it's not right. Do it anyway. Okay. Drop dead. Good night. That's how it works. So again, you got to pray for them and let God handle it. And I promise God gonna handle it. God gonna take care of it. I don't even worry. Like I know God. I know God. I don't even sweat the small stuff no more because really it's small. It's really minor if you really think about it. If we think about it from a kingdom perspective and who we really think about the woman of God you're supposed to be and the man of God you're supposed to be. Think about that person who God made us to be, and then think about them. It's really beneath us, honestly. Like think about who God created us to be, and then look at them and like it's really beneath me to even. It's really trivial, honestly. Honestly, I don't even see you really, because what y'all trying to do is like a gnat buzzing in my ear. It truly is, because it truly is. You know. Yes, we pity them. But listen, I love y'all, and I will see y'all soon. Thank y'all so much, and I will be back tomorrow night. I will be back Saturday, tomorrow night, for another live to do Black Misery Month Part 4. Listen, I love y'all, and I will see y'all soon. Thank you.